yeah. All right. So the mental tour was directed. All right, so I'm right here. The mental tour was directed to land underlying the luminous celestial areas astronomically designated Mars and Jupiter. All right, so now they pointed towards Mars and Jupiter, all right, where the cardinal viewed the startling similarity of the terrestrial and the celestial. From such points, the prelate had opportunity to observe the appearance of the approximate terrestrial sky area covering the brightness state, looking up through the inner blue sky enveloping Mars and Jupiter. The cardinal shockingly beheld against stratosphere darkness countless luminous and seemingly isolated disk-like areas. They were known to be areas of the terrestrial sky, but they presented a positive duplicate of the so-called heavens above as observed from the terrestrial land areas. It was then realized that up is at every angle of observation. So you look straight ahead, you're looking up. You look straight ahead, you're looking up. You keep walking forward, you keep your feet moving, you're moving up. All right, moving on up. Jefferson keep walking forward. Heavens above, as observed from terrestrial lands, it was then realized that up is at every angle of observation from the terrestrial and the celestial. Hence, up is everywhere, and it is always relative to the particular position occupied in the universe whole. Accordingly, the heavens above are everywhere. Whoa. Where's Heya? Where's your creator? He's above us, right? I look up in the sky, there he is. He's up, right? He's everywhere. The energy of the creator is everywhere. The breath is everywhere. Remember, Adam was created and he was given power over all the elements of creation: fire, water, earth, and land. Everywhere. You're the image. Wake up. Twilight threw soft shadows over the cardinal's brightened estate as we returned from the extraordinary celestial journey, and the second day's audience was terminated. That every journey had shown the cardinal, that every journey had shown the cardinal what Galileo could not have hoped to show cardinals of his time. Galileo had been restricted to a description. Excuse Galileo had been restricted to a description of only that which the illusion producing lens of his construction would detect. That lens was impotent to detect cosmic reality, and its successors are also impotent to detect cosmic reality. So none of these lenses can detect reality. None of the lenses that they're selling you on, no telescopes, none of their stuff is going to be able to detect it. Their lenses are not built like that. They got you, you know what I'm saying, looking at balls because that's how they picking up these lights so that they can sell you on the illusion that you're looking at space and balls and space and balls. And you're really just looking at land and water. Water's above, water's below, but above is where? Straight ahead. Whoa. The truth has you surrounded. So where are they going when they take their space flights? Where are they going when they launch off? Why don't rockets go straight up? Why do they always kind of go up and then start curving, and then they curve out of your sight of vision? They curve away from you. You never see them blast straight up because they know they can't go straight up because they can't leave. It's just like that scene in Goodfellas. Yous can't leave. With the bikers, you know, you can't go. That's Heya. Heya saying you can't go. You done fucked the whole bar up. You done kicked everybody's ass. You can't leave. You're trapped here, buddy. Thoth said he had a way, but they still got to run from the hounds of the barrier. Thoth knows that he's going to have his day. The illustrious cardinal realized the import of what had been shown. As his guests prepared to depart, he remarked, "If it is so, the whole world will know of it." As the departing guests slowly trod the garden walk, where seeds of truth have been sown. The cardinal's black Scotty scampered over the green. Some of the seeds of that day's planting at Brighton were to sprout within 4 years through the original stratosphere ascension of Auguste Picard. Others required 8 and 20 years, respectively, through the U.S. Army Air Corps stratosphere ascension of 1935 and the U.S. Naval Research Bureau V-2 rocket flight of 1946. Contrary to popular belief, no explorer had penetrated beyond either pole prior to 1928. No explorer had penetrated beyond either pole prior to 1928. They just found you here, people. They just found you in a new world. Both poles are over here, north and south. They were trapped. They were just swimming around the Mediterranean Sea. They couldn't even get out to the true ocean. It's just one ocean on the outside. They couldn't get to the outside because they couldn't cross all the way through Asia. They couldn't cross all the way through Africa. There's too many tribes. They were kept in and they couldn't get past the Straits of Gibraltar. Go back to that series, Insular Worlds. I think it was a 2 or 3 part series, Insular Worlds. They were trapped. Then they finally broke down the partition. They finally got free. And they came over here like wild beasts and destroyed everything. Destroyed the copper color race. But it was our destruction. You need static. So I don't preach hate to hate nobody and nobody's color, because we need static. Remember Joseph and his brothers, they sold him into slavery, but did he judge them like some of us would have? He understood they were thinking evil, but Hea had a pattern of good so that he can be in a place to save them. Now we need to be in a place to save the earth. Yes, Gentile alike will be saved. Let Hea sort through all this, but you need to come to life for the sake of the entire world. And those that see these lost Negroes need to wake them up and let them know that they have to come back to life for their trees to come back to life. When we require, so will it give. When we require the real oxygen, so will we receive it. Contrary to popular belief, no explorer had penetrated beyond either pole prior to 1928. Press captions of years have confusingly conveyed the idea that Arctic and Antarctic flights have been over the pole and therefore over the ends of the earth. Such has never been the case. Over the pole point is possible, for there is over the pole point is possible, for there is such a mathematical point, but over the ends of the earth is not possible, for there is no end. Certainly, early explorers reached the pole points, but to return, they were obligated to retrace their course to the pole points. They had to go back where they came from. If you're on a ball, you just keep going to the other side of the ball. But certain early explorers reached the pole points, but to return, they were obliged to retrace their course to the pole points. In other words, they had to turn around. They did not go over the pole. They weren't on the ball. They had to go back. In the manner implied by press accounts, it is the globe symbol which conveys the false idea for press and public that movement over the pole from one side of the earth to the other side is possible. That symbol does not attest to the realistic extent of the earth or the earth's factual relation to the universe whole. It is simply a convenience of archaic theory, Copernican theory of gravity. It was never anything else. Trips from Alaska to Spitsbergen and vice versa represent movement only in a west to east and east to west direction, not north and south, not south to north. They were never journeys due north from the Arctic Circle to and over the pole. No explorer has ever moved over the pole points north or south and arrived on the other side of the earth or ball in the manner indicated by the globe symbol. They gave you a symbol when you were 5 years old. That's why you're fighting the hijack. They inceptioned you. Watch Inception and know that they put that ball in your treasure chest and you got to take it out. take the hijack out, take the ball out. They gave you a symbol. No graven images, right? Above and below, they give you the whole thing and call it a ball. Here's the symbol. Believe in the God of gravity. You need it for the ball model. Without gravity, there is no ball model. There's no theory without the gravity. Without theory of gravity, there's no theory of the ball. So when you remove gravity, you remove both theories. The entire ball model falls without gravity, right? You have density. That's just physics. Let's go. If